Hello architects and welcome back to another RPG Architect update video. My name is Bert and today we're going to be going over all the updates and fixes added to RPGA in the month of September 2025. Now, very active and productive month. We got quite a bit done, so let's go ahead and open up our database and check out some of these new updates. First and foremost, you may notice this area is darker, so the database itself got a little bit of an update, and Locke is planning on doing a bit more to it here in the future, but he's still just knocking out the feature updates, feature requests, that sort of thing before really tackling the UX, and I'll touch more on that later. But for now, one of the big things that Locke added is if you select something like this hero here and hold shift, you can now multi-select. Look at that, we got all three of them selected, or you can hold control and select every other one, something like that. But you can multi-select. Let's do copy, hit this fourth one, we'll do paste. And the engine asks if you want to resize, but yes, and there we go. We can duplicate our entries here. I'm gonna hit cancel before I accidentally apply that. I want to keep my database the way it was. But if we go to our any entry, really, there's also an extra feature added over here on the right side of notes. So you can hit these little dots here and you can type in a little note thingy. Description of character unlocked or recruited at this location, hates frogs. You know, you can just put whatever you want in here. You can just add little notes for yourself in the database to keep things organized. So that's kind of cool. That's a great little feature, and I think that is on a lot, if not everything, on a lot of the different areas. I see it's not a map configuration. That makes sense. Tile sets, it's on there. Elementals, well, I don't have anything there, but yeah, so just check around, see if you got a notes tab there. Very cool. Next up, I want to show off is actually here on your main editor page, but if you come up here to the top left in the maps hierarchy and you right click, you can now import and export maps. So I'm gonna go ahead and click the export and just show the prompt that comes up. You can, you set your file name, you can set the scale, layer visibility if it's on or off, and what to export. Are you gonna export doodads, entities, vehicles? But when you do that, then you can also take your exported file and import it into another project. Now, you do want to have some kind of consistency with your tile sets, and I believe meaning you want them to be formatted the same, or you want them to be at least roughly set up the same under here, under your tile sets tab on your database. But that is still very cool. You can, if you have your tile sets across two projects, if you have them kind of synced up, and you can export from one project to another. So very cool little feature there. Next up, I'm actually just going to pull up a video that Locke shared in the showcase thread, but 2D lighting is now available, and apparently it's potentially been available for a while. He's not really sure, but there was an update, I guess, to Avalonia, I think is what I'm understanding. Regardless, yeah, when he was digging around with some stuff, doing other updates, he realized 2D lighting was working. That was something that was supposed to come into play post 1.0, but hey, we got it early, so you can see in the video that the lighting works whether you're in 2D mode or 3D mode, so that is going to be big for projects moving forward. Next up, I'm going to click on this little dude here. We're going to check out, because we got some additions to our fixed loop script command. So going to control flow, looping, fixed loop. You now have the option to use an iterator, and if that iterator is inclusive, you can do by increments. I'm going to have a hard time explaining this, to be honest with you. Let me bring up what Locke said. So just kind of briefly reading what he wrote in the update blog. The iterator would be a variable that is being updated and counted. It'll be useful to use this if you're trying to hit an index on a data source or an array, since you no longer have to set it up or modify an external variable to access the index. The inclusive flag basically will also help with this prior case. If you make it inclusive, it will go to the end value, while exclusive, aka unchecked, will make it go to the one before, since an array count would be something like 3, something like that. He does also say later that C-style programmers will understand this and appreciate it basically immediately. So if you're like me and you're not a C-style programmer, this may be a bit confusing. I'm not sure. I'll have to get my brain around it a little bit more, maybe, possibly. But he does write about it in the blog post. So if you basically want a better worded transcription of what I just read, then you can check that out. Back in our database, skill types now have a parent skill type. So this will be a parent grouping if you want all these different skill types under one selection on the battle menu, you can use parent skill type now. You can group these up accordingly. So that'll be interesting. That'll be good. So that's a nice addition for you as well. And there was also some updates made to action sequences. There's now, if you have a result element, there's a couple options here. There's the include the battle log or only display battle log. So now this will be useful if you want to do something like have it display up top. You guys know I'm always like comparing to like old school Final Fantasies. I say that almost every single video, but say you wanted it to say Terra used fire prior to the animation playing out, you could use only display battle log for instances like that. Okay, so I will be using that. I'll be doing a battle log tutorial here coming up very soon, and I'll most likely be showing this off. So that being said, we are now, I think, at 98% of the way to 1.0. There's a couple things. I think Locke is saying the major, or the only outstanding issue left is adding battle transition logic for on or current map battles. So basically setting up something like Chrono Trigger style where you encounter an enemy and everybody runs into place, the battle transition logic there. And at that point, we may officially be at the 100% mark as far as features go. Now, he's also talking about a couple of other long-term goals, or a couple other goals that he might want to get knocked out prior to an official 1.0 publish, and that is a dungeon crawler template, or a sample game basically, and a refresher for the user experience of the editor. Some of you may remember we put out a survey a while back asking for feedback on the engine, about your thoughts, your experience, you know, all the stuff. How do you feel about the engine? How do you feel about the community, etc. And one bit of feedback that we got from several people was about the user experience, the UI, and that sort of thing. And so Locke has been slowly cleaning up on it a little bit here and there, on top of you know, adding in new features and whatnot, and doing all the other things. But if anyone in the community has a background in UX or design, and you would like to talk, maybe give some feedback or some pointers or whatnot for Locke, he is open to feedback, and he's wanting to hear from you. So if you do have any experience in that area and you'd like to help us out, please reach out. You can send Locke a message, or if you want to send me a message, and then I will put you in contact with Locke. That's fine. But yeah, just let us know. We really want to improve the engine and make it the best it can possibly be before we hit that final 1.0 launch. Okay. All right. Well, I think that's going to do it for today. I hope you enjoyed and you appreciated these updates. I think that September was a very productive month for the engine, and I'm looking forward to seeing how it improves through the remainder of this year. So thank you guys so much for watching. If you did enjoy this video, please be sure to leave a like and a comment, and if you haven't already, subscribe to the channel. If you don't have a copy of RPG Architect yet, you can pick it up over on Steam. We are still in early access, but as I said earlier, we are getting very, very close to version 1.0, at which point there will be a increase in the price because we will be leaving early access. So if you have not picked it up already, pick it up while it is still on discount, basically. You will not be disappointed. Trust me, if you've ever wanted to make a awesome RPG, or just your dream game in general, and you just haven't really gotten the hang of the other engines that are on the market right now, you know, consider giving RPGA a try. It's got a lot of good going for it. And of course, if you've enjoyed my commentary, if you enjoyed my tutorials and you'd like to support me further, you can do so over at patreon.com/bitbybitsound. You'll get access to over 500 songs to use in your RPGA projects, your videos, your podcasts, your audiobooks, whatever it is that you are working on. And the songs are royalty free and loopable and ready to go. So again, that's patreon.com/bitbybitsound. All right, you guys have been amazing. I have been Bert, and I will see you on the next one. Bye-bye.
Master Moment.